Hi again. It's time for another Friday night movie recommendation by yours truly, Mark Monlux. And this week I want to recommend The Innkeepers from 2011. This was written, directed by Ty West. Um, did I say written, directed, and edited? Yeah, he did all three. So, oh, let's talk about other things that happened in 2011 first. Osama bin Laden was tracked down and killed. Um, Sadly, Charlie Sheen had a bit of a meltdown, and Two and a Half Men was put or suspended for quite the while. That 2011 was not kind to Charlie Sheen. Uh, Neither was it kind to Steve Jobs, who stepped down as CEO and then later died that year of cancer. However, for the cast of The Bridesmaid, it was the great year. The Bridesmaids just blew up at the box office and started a cascade effect of, you know, female ensemble comedies that came after it called the Bridesmaid effect. Anyway, if you haven't checked out The Bridesmaids, that's a hilarious movie. Speaking of movies, the number one film, or rather, I should say, the film that won Best Picture was The King's Speech. Those walked with a couple other Oscars. Another great film to take in. I've certainly seen both of those films. Rolling in the Deep by Adele was number one on the Billboard Top 100, and the must-have Christmas gift for little kids that year was Sesame Street's Let's Rock Elmo. I guess Tickle Me Elmo was not enough, or Furby. Who knows why people buy stuff for Christmas. But if you had a kid, that's what you bought. Now, why am I recommending The Innkeepers? The Innkeepers is, it doesn't rely on jump scares. It doesn't rely on gore. It doesn't rely on a lot of the tropes. It goes back to the old school. It's a supernatural horror that sets the mood and then scares the pants off you. Now, the first half of the film is fairly funny. It's kind of humorous. You're dealing with an inn that's closing its doors after being open for like 100. Very historic inn. Actually, this is actually filmed at one of the most well-known haunted inns on the East Coast, and the cast and crew actually stayed there during production, with the older cast members kind of grumbling because the younger cast members were keeping them up at night with all their partying. But anyway, it allowed them to be fresh as a daisy and to go right into the movie the next day. It was shot in a very quick time frame, less than 20 days, very much like the old style movies were, and it kind of has an old style movies feel. It really reminded me of the psychological thrillers that kind of build up the scare. It's more like a Rosemary Baby type build of horror, with a fair amount of building tension going on as little lies are revealed and assumptions are proven false. And all in all, it is a good supernatural movie that a nice scare. I mean, I was very pleased when it came out. Again, it came out in 2011. Now, you can watch this on Canopy, that's spelled with a K. Canopy is a streaming service provided by your local library. So if you have a library card in a zip code, you can sign up for Canopy. It's just like Netflix. I mean, there's a huge amount of movies and TV shows that you can put in your queue and just watch the next one and keep track of what you watch. And I highly recommend it for those of you on a budget. Now, if you like this review and if you want to see more of them, please like and follow. I appreciate that very much. try to build my audience here, so share with others. And I want to thank my fans who have been actually ordering stuff off my link to support me. That's so sweet of you. I can't, let's see, who, oh, I'm trying to find who I sent this latest package out to. Oh, doesn't say, it just gives me a tracking number. But you live in Kirkland, Washington, and you know who you are. Thank you so much for helping me out. And again, watch The Innkeepers, 2011. Great supernatural horror. It'll give you the creeps, and it has a pretty good ending. Unlike this video.